Hi, I'm Scott Layton, and welcome to the Renaissance Spirit channel, where we explore the skills and perspectives that shape the modern world. But first, let me show you something. Why do we let numbers define us? I know that feeling all too well. Since starting this channel in 2023, I've created over 2,000 videos. That sounds impressive, until you look at the numbers. Some of my most passionate work has barely made a ripple, while quick surface-level content has taken off. And that got me thinking, why do we place validation so high as an aim? Why do we crave it? And are we relying on it too much? That's what we're talking about today. And by the end, you might just see your own relationship with validation in a whole new light. At first, validation seems harmless, even motivating. You create, you share, and when people appreciate your work, it feels amazing. Every like, comment, and share is a little digital applause, a sign that someone out there saw what you did and thought, yes, this matters. But what happens when the numbers don't reflect the effort? When you spend hours, days, crafting something insightful, only to see it disappear into the void? That's when the chase for validation becomes a silent obsession. I've been there, refreshing analytics, watching numbers tick up, or worse, stay painfully still, wondering, why isn't this getting traction? And suddenly, instead of creating from curiosity or passion, you're creating for numbers. Sound familiar? You're not alone. But why does this happen? There's a reason validation feels like an addiction. It's not just emotional, it's neurological. When someone praises us, our brain releases dopamine, the same chemical behind pleasure and motivation. It's the reward system that kept our ancestors alive, because being accepted by the group meant survival. Fast forward to today, and instead of tribal approval, we chase likes, views, and engagement metrics. We seek validation because it tells us, yes, you belong. Yes, you matter. But wait, what if we're measuring belonging the wrong way? Hard truth. You will never create something that pleases everyone. Ever. So why keep trying? Because chasing validation is a losing game. The goalposts always move. The numbers will never be enough. I've felt it. I've made videos where I poured my soul into a topic only to see it buried by the algorithm. And then, I've made something quick and shallow, and bam, it takes off. Suddenly I'm asking myself, should I just make more of what people want? That's the trap. The more we depend on external validation, the more we risk losing ourselves. So what's the alternative? What if the real win isn't in chasing validation, but in freeing yourself from it? The moment you stop creating for approval and start creating for truth, you unlock something more powerful: creative freedom. The ability to pursue knowledge, not for numbers, but for impact. And paradoxically, that's when the numbers come. Think about history: Galileo, da Vinci, Copernicus. They weren't chasing likes. They were pursuing truth, often at great personal cost, but their work outlived them. And that's where the Renaissance spirit comes in. The Renaissance wasn't just an era. It was a revolution of thought. It was a mindset that valued discovery over applause, substance over spectacle, knowledge over momentary approval. The greatest thinkers in history didn't seek validation. They sought understanding. If we embrace that spirit, we free ourselves from the chains of validation and step into real growth, real purpose, and real creativity. Now I want to hear from you. Do you struggle with validation? Have you ever had a wake-up call about external approval? Drop a comment. I read every single one. Let's start the conversation. Because here's the thing. Our channel, The Renaissance Spirit, isn't just about history and philosophy. It's about seeing history not as a distant past, but as a living dialogue, a conversation between us, our ancestors, and our future generations. And that brings us to a final challenge. So you have two choices. You can keep chasing numbers, crafting content to please algorithms and trends, knowing it'll never be enough. Or you can pursue knowledge for its own sake, thinking deeper, challenging ideas, and shaping history instead of being shaped by it. Which path will you take? Drop your answer in the comments. Because here's the truth. The Renaissance ushered in a golden age of learning, leading to the Enlightenment and the Age of Reason. But today, we are at a crossroads. We can either continue that pursuit or lose it. The Renaissance spirit isn't just a philosophy. It's a way of thinking, a way of learning, a way of living. It's a challenge to think deeper, push boundaries, and seek knowledge, not for validation, but for its own sake. So if you resonate with this journey, subscribe, turn on notifications, and take our quiz next to see if you embody the Renaissance spirit. Let's keep the dialogue alive. Live the Renaissance spirit.